Hey, horror fiends! Welcome back to American Nightmares, where we tune into the creepiest true tales from America's darkest corners. Tonight, we're heading to the snowy mountains of Colorado, where an abandoned radio station, silent since 1983, comes alive every Halloween, whispering the names of the dead through the static. Station 103.7's DJ never clocked out, and the airwaves hide screams that'll chill your bones. This ain't just a story, it's a true urban legend that'll make you rethink turning on the radio. Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell, and share your own spooky radio stories in the comments. Grab your headphones, dim the lights, and let's tune into the nightmare. It was October 2019, and Riley Parker, a 27-year-old sound engineer from Denver, was chasing a dream to record the weirdest sounds in America for her podcast, Echoes of the Unknown. Riley was a city girl, short blonde hair, always in a leather jacket, with a recorder slung over her shoulder like a gunslinger's holster. She'd heard the rumors about Station 103.7, a forgotten FM outpost in the San Juan Mountains near a ghost town called Silver Hollow. Locals called it the Ghost Station, claiming it went off air in 1983 after a freak blizzard buried the DJ, Amos Kane, alive. Every Halloween, folks in nearby Durango swore their radios picked up 103.7 signal, static, whispers, and names of the dead. Riley, a skeptic who loved a good story, figured it was interference from some old equipment, perfect for her podcast. On October 30, Riley packed her gear, recorder, mic, flashlight, into her Jeep and hit the road. The San Juans were brutal, snow already dusting the peaks, the air sharp enough to cut. Silver Hollow was a 5-hour drive from Denver, past winding roads and abandoned mines. The station was a speck on old maps, perched on a ridge above the ghost town, a wooden cabin that hadn't seen a soul in decades. Riley's GPS glitched as she climbed the mountain, the signal dropping like it didn't want her there. By dusk, she reached the cabin, sagging under snow, windows boarded, a rusted antenna poking through the roof like a broken bone. The sign out front, barely legible, read KSLV 103.7 FM. A faded on-air sign hung crooked above the door, dark as death. Riley pried the door open, the wood groaning like it was in pain. Inside, the station was frozen in time, dust-covered turntables, a mic stand coated in cobwebs, vinyl records scattered like tombstones. The air smelled of mold and something metallic, like old blood. A control board sat in the corner, dials rusted, but the on-air light flickered faintly red like a heartbeat. "No way that's still got juice," Riley muttered, her voice echoing in the empty room. She set up her recorder, hoping to catch some ambient noise. Maybe wind, maybe static. Her podcast needed a hook, and this place was dripping with it. Around 10 p.m., Riley's recorder picked up a low hum, like a radio tuning itself. She checked her gear. Nothing should be transmitting. The hum grew, a crackle of static, then a voice, deep, gravelly, like it'd been scraped from a grave. "You're listening to KSLV 103.7, Silver Hollow's voice in the dark. This is Amos Kane, spinning tracks for the lost." Riley froze, her flashlight flickering. The control board lit up, dials spinning on their own, the red on-air sign blazing bright. Her radio, a backup in her bag, hissed to life, tuning to 103.7. Amos's voice came through again. "Riley Parker, welcome to the show." Her name in that voice hit like a punch. She hadn't told anyone she was coming here. No tweets, no posts, not even her producer Sam back in Denver. The static thickened, whispers weaving through it. Names, dozens of them. Clara Voss, 1983. James Holt, 1991. Sarah Tate, 2004. Each name came with a scream, faint but sharp, like it was trapped in the airwaves. Riley's recorder spiked, redlining despite no input. She grabbed her phone to call Sam, but the screen glitched,
flashing 103.7 in red text. Battery dead at 90%. The cabin's temperature plummeted, her breath fogging in the dim light. The mic on the stand tipped toward her like it was listening. Riley tried the door, locked, the knob ice cold, burning her hand. A mark appeared on her palm, a jagged symbol like a radio wave crossed with a claw. The whispers became a chant, names piling up, each tied to a Halloween night. Clara Voss, 1983, lost in the snow. James Holt, 1991, never left the ridge. The cabin shook, dust falling like snow, and the control board sparked, screens showing faces, not hers. Clara, eyes wide, mouth open in a silent scream. James, face gaunt, hands clawing at static. Sarah, hair matted with blood, whispering Riley's name. The mic crackled. "You're live, Riley. Tell your story." Visions hit her, hard and fast. She saw Amos Kane, 1983, alone in the cabin, jazz playing as the blizzard roared. He was desperate, station losing listeners, Silver Hollow dying. He carved a symbol into his hand, blood dripping on the mic, chanting to something in the dark, "Keep me on the air." The storm answered, burying the cabin, but Amos didn't die. He became the signal, bound to 103.7, calling listeners to join him. Every Halloween the station woke, claiming a soul. Clara, a hiker. James, a journalist. Sarah, a teen on a dare. Their screams fueled the broadcast, their names trapped in the static. Riley saw herself in the visions, sitting at the mic, eyes hollow, chanting names with Amos, her podcast forgotten. The cabin's walls pulsed like a heart made of wood, and the on-air sign flared, casting red shadows. A figure appeared in the corner, Amos, tall in an 80s suit, face half flesh, half static, eyes glowing like radio dials. "You're a natural, Riley," he rasped, his voice coming from the speakers, the walls, her head. "Join the show." His hand, cold as the mountain, grabbed her wrist, the claw wave mark burning brighter. Riley yanked free, stumbling to the control board, trying to shut it down. The dial shocked her, sparks flying, but she smashed the power switch. Nothing. The broadcast kept going, Amos's laugh echoing. "You can't turn me off." The record spun faster, vinyl melting into grotesque shapes, faces, hands, mouths screaming. Her recorder caught it all, but the files corrupted. Her voice replaced with Amos's, "Riley Parker, forever," on 103.7. She grabbed a crowbar from her Jeep's toolkit, left by the door, and swung at the board. Sparks flew, the on-air sign flickering, but Amos's figure grew solid, his eyes blazing red, static pouring from his mouth like smoke. She remembered a forum post, break the antenna, kill the signal. The roof was her only shot. Riley climbed a rickety ladder in the back, wind howling, snow blinding her. The antenna loomed, rusted but humming, vibrating with Amos's voice. "Stay on the air." She swung the crowbar metal, screaming as it bent. The cabin shook, the broadcast warbling, screams of Clara, James, and Sarah rising. Amos appeared on the roof, his form glitching like a bad signal, clawing at her. "You're mine," he roared. But Riley swung again, the antenna snapping. A wail tore through the air, static exploding into silence, Amos's figure dissolving into snow. The on-air sign went dark, the cabin still. Riley stumbled to her Jeep, driving to Durango, calling 911 from a diner. "Something's at the old radio station," she gasped. Cops checked. Nothing. No antenna damage, no blood, no Amos. "Kids' pranks," they said, noting her burned hand. "Mountain fever." Sam, her producer, pulled her corrupted files. Static, but no voices. The cabin was sealed, but locals swore 103.7 flickered on Halloween 2020, whispering Riley's name. Riley quit the podcast, moving to Boulder, working retail. The claw wave mark never faded, itching on Halloween.
Online Silver Hollow stories grew. Truckers here in 103.7, names in the static. A 1983 article confirmed Amos's death. Blood on the mic, no body. Riley don't touch radios now. It's still out there, she says, and it knows your name.